The media and prominent political commentators such as Ben Shapiro have tried to shame the public for their lack of sympathy towards the UnitedHealthcare CEO, publicly executed on the streets of New York City. The response from audiences across the spectrum, left, right, Democrat and Republican, reveals an underlying truth. This is not a partisan issue, but a class issue. Ordinary people harbour no sympathy for healthcare CEOs because they perceive these figures as indifferent to their struggles. For those who pay exorbitant monthly insurance premiums only to have life-saving care denied to them or their loved ones, the plight of a CEO is overshadowed by the failure of a heartless system. No amount of elite rhetoric can obscure this reality. Not all losses are tragic. The fear gripping some CEOs stems from the consequences of their own callous and unfeeling behaviour. While they condemn the public as heartless, they embody passive, bureaucratic and corporate cruelty. Their outrage at the overt violence of Luigi Mangione rings hollow when juxtaposed with their own passive violence. Violence that, by sheer scale, eclipses individual acts. Consider UnitedHealthcare. In 2023, the company boasted revenues of $371.6 billion, all while maintaining the highest rate of claims denial among health insurance providers in America. Their actions may lack the immediacy of overt violence, but they drip with overt greed. The media admonishes us for showing no sympathy to a health insurance CEO, all while the deaths caused by insurance practices vanish into obscurity. Why do these deaths escape notice? Because they are dispersed, spread out over time and across a population, erased by the anonymity of bureaucratic systems. Policy decisions and corporate practices form the perfect shield, deflecting blame from any single entity. Luigi, however, is a lone figure, an identifiable scapegoat for elite outrage. By focusing on him, they conveniently divert attention from healthcare corporations that quietly amass fortunes while sowing untold harm. Healthcare companies are dystopian juggernauts, systematically draining humanity from the medical industry. Their use of AI technology to determine whether claims should be denied epitomizes this dehumanization. Imagine it. Faceless algorithms deciding life-altering outcomes while their CEOs, the architects of this mechanized cruelty, accuse the public of being inhuman. The irony is as stark as it is unsettling. In their quest for efficiency and profit, these leaders have replaced compassion with cold computation, reducing healthcare to a sterile transaction rather than a lifeline. As in war, the overwhelming scale of systemic deaths deadens emotional responses. It breeds despair, even radicalizing figures like Luigi Mangione. Who could blame someone for growing numb when their very existence is reduced to a statistic? The media mourns the death of a single CEO as a tragedy, yet reports the tens of thousands who die from a lack of healthcare as mere numbers. The disparity is glaring, the hypocrisy palpable. A nation that values profits over people cannot expect its citizens to grieve on command, and the public, seeing through the charade, simply refuses to play along.